Good afternoon, Premier. Thanks for the interview. As you know, it's Dino's 50th this weekend. Have you got any advice for his friends and family on how they should celebrate his birthday?
You won't be able to go to the pub because the pub is shut. That doesn't mean you can have all your mates round to home and get on the beers. That's not appropriate. It's not essential. It's not needed.
Any other advice you'd like to give them?
If people simply behave as normal, if they don't take this seriously, if they act selfishly, then people will die.
Premier, you've previously advised that anyone bumping into Dean this weekend should either dack him, give him a wedgie or a wet willy. What's your advice for his friends now?
Whether you call it mateship, whether you call it being Australian, being Victorian, whether you call it decent behaviour, civic duty, I don't care what you call it, just do it.
Mr. Premier, have you got any advice for his wife Kim or his kids during this weekend?
You need to keep your distance, you need to observe the rules, and that is not an option.
As you know, Premier, Dean's image has been used for Paddy Palin posters. What do you think of his efforts as a model?
I wouldn't describe that as modelling. No one in charge of modelling has seen it.
Premier, how would you describe the experience for his parents over the last 50 years?
That's very painful, that's very difficult, but a little bit like high risk and low risk. Ultimately, there's an aggregate risk.
And as you know, Premier, Dean is known for telling a few tall stories and a few untruths. What are you going to do about this?
That's why I've set up a proper inquiry to get those answers. We're all entitled to them. No one is for a moment anything other than completely clear. We need these answers, and that's why there's been a process set up.
Premier, would you like to comment on the time that Mr. Alley stole a forest worker's car and left him to burn in a forest?
That is completely unacceptable. There will be a multitude of reasons.
And Mr. Premier, we all know that Mr. Alley is a terrible driver and is constantly on his phone while behind the wheel of a motor car. Anything you'd like to say to him about that?
As everyone has become very well aware, there is a $1,652 on-the-spot fine.
Mr. Premier, we know Dean is partial to Indian food and a night on the beers. There is reports that he had a big night recently and then broke wind in a packed auditorium. What's the fallout from that incident?
There are 456 Victorians in hospital and 38 of those are receiving intensive care.
And while we're on the subject of passing winds, how many times do you think Dean has farted in the last 50 years?
1,697,953.
Premier, before Mr. Alley met his beautiful wife Kim, we believe he had a couple of other romantic relationships. Can you describe who those individuals were?
Two males in their 70s.
And was there anyone else that he was romantically linked to?
Three males and three females in their 80s.
Hey Dino, happy 50th mate. Really sorry we can't be there to join you in person and party on.
I hope you have an awesome birthday. We wish we could catch up, but I'm sure we'll be able to in no time. Summer will come around and you'll be able to come down here or we'll come up there, and I hope you have a beautiful day and with your gorgeous family.
And I just want to say how much you've inspired me over the years, mate. From the days you came down from Bendigo, you were, I don't know if you're off the train tracks, but you're pretty close, and what you've achieved in the last 50 years has been unbelievable, mate. You haven't wasted a day, and congrats on everything you've done and your beautiful family. So really looking forward to spending more time with you in the future. Good on you.
Cheers! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, mate.